I would really like to thank you for all of the input you gave me on my video on the Reedy Creek Fire Department's manning issues surrounding the openings of the gondola skyliners that are going to be coming up here shortly. See, and thanks to input from viewers like Ben Whitley, I'm able to let you know that Reedy Creek operates not only 7, but 8 ambulances, or rescues as we call them here in Florida. That means there's 16 firefighter paramedics assigned to that rotation every shift. And in a positive note, my numbers were off in the engine companies too. Each engine company has 4 members per shift, 3 firefighter paramedics and an officer, which is a little better than the 3 I predicted that they had to use each shift. And remember, there's 4 engine companies per shift. Unfortunately, that's where the positive numbers of the manning ends, and we get into the downside. That means the heavy rescue squad is subject to cross-manning and is not fully manned. It's not just a rolling toolbox. As a former special operations firefighter, I have a real problem with this one. The hazardous materials unit is going to be cross-manned. Not such a big deal unless you're out there and you really need something bad. Both woods trucks are cross-manned. This is a specialized piece of equipment for a specialized call. I can understand this one fully. All you need for a tanker is a driver to move your water supply from one place to another. I don't have a problem with this one either. And trust me, Disney has a pretty interesting water supply system. Okay, they don't man their ladder trucks, and I talked about why I thought they should switch to Special Operation Quints in my last video. Same thing goes with the ladder trucks that they just bought for the new Skyliner system. And you really can understand why they don't fully man the monorail scissor truck or the new Skyliner barge. And please keep in mind, the point I'm trying to make is that a rescue squad is not a toolbox on wheels. It has nothing to do with the truck itself. I mean, let me show you what my rescue truck looked like. This is the rescue truck I operated on. Yeah, it was a lot smaller than the one Reedy Creek had, but every bit as specialized. Rescue is more about the rescuers than it is about the squad itself. Each member of the squad brings a particular set of skills that usually can't be duplicated by anybody else. They then come together to form a team, and that team is part of a bigger strategy in the overall firefighting system. For an example of this strategy, we're going to need to invent a crew chief. Let me introduce you to a fictional character. We'll just call him Andy. Hi, Andy. Now, Andy, as a crew chief of a crash truck, knows that his job is to establish a rescue path for me to get into the crash and get my passengers out of this aircraft. See, the only way for me to do my job as a rescue man was for Andy to first do his job as a crew chief on a crash truck. And this is the way it works in structural firefighting too. Let me give you an example there. Here you can see a ladder truck doing its job. While an engine company works on the 3rd floor, a ladder company works on the 4th floor, doing rescue and ventilation above the floor of the fire. I know, I'm trying to cover this strategy part really simply, and a lot of you have already picked up on it. If you're putting all your guys on engine companies, who's running the ladders? And we already know the answer is nobody. So who's that leave to do the rescue? Well, generally the people less qualified to do it. I mean, it's not going to be Disney security that's going to be up there making the rescues. They're not equipped to do that. And we've seen headlines like this time and time again, where deputies and other civilian heroes have just rushed into burning buildings without any of the needed equipment to try and save civilian lives. Let me provide you with an alternative. This is my rescue school class. Each one of these guys was trained on how to perform rescue. We all went in with 40 pounds worth of equipment, another 40 pounds worth of air pack on our back, and we're trained how to meticulously search a room for individuals that might be trapped from corner to corner, inch to inch, without missing anybody who could be trapped inside. Yeah, rescue firefighters are a special breed, and this toolbox needs to be manned by rescue firefighters. I mean, like all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let's face it, Reedy Creek is already home to so many of the most specialized rescue operations there are anywhere on the face of the planet, and they've figured out ways to overcome those and create some pretty cool ways of dealing with it. So I'm pretty sure that when Reedy Creek Improvement District Fire Department asks for 40 new guys, they need at least those 40 new guys. Maybe we could keep that toolbox on the road all the time. Emmy's always on the prowl, looking for your likes and comments, and pretty much whatever else she can find. I mean, she was around. Oh, there she is. I really do appreciate all the comments you gave me on the last video on Reedy Creek's manning, and hope that if you enjoyed this video, you'll go ahead and give this one a really big thumbs up. Yeah, apparently that thumbs up does something with the algorithm of the computer, and it helps the channel grow, so I really do appreciate you doing that for me. I'd also like to thank any fictionalized characters who may or may not be working the midnight shift out in Center Reach, Long Island tonight. Thanks, fictional character. I do try and post new content every Friday, and sometimes I might miss the mark. If any of you actually read the ending credits, you might see why. But you might not be notified unless you click on that little bell icon. But in any case, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.